In this video, we will discuss your syllabus for Music 1301, the online section. Before I start with your syllabus information, I do want to encourage you to read the discussion board guide, the discussion board rubric, the keys to success in an online class that I have all posted on Canvas. Since this is an online class, I do want you to be aware that an online class typically takes as much time or even more than a face-to-face class. There's still just as much reading, just as much participation through the discussion boards, and of course then there are your assignments. The good thing is though, it's at your convenience and you have the opportunity to form sort of an online network with your classmates. But please do read the other resources on taking an online class and online learning, since it is a different format than your traditional face-to-face classes. In Music 1301, we learn the nuts and bolts of music, so to speak. If you're a newbie to music, that's great, because we're starting from the very basics. If you are an experienced musician, the beginning might be a review for you, but we do get into in-depth chord structure, into learning intervals, into writing your own music and harmonization. So we start from the beginning, from the basics, and we move all the way up through harmonization. There is no prerequisite for this class, though this class is a prerequisite for music theory. So there are certain parts of the curriculum that I will cover as necessary so that you can move on to music theory. If you take a look at the syllabus that is posted online on the main homepage and also in your first weekly module, you'll see that I prefer that you contact me through the Canvas inbox. It's sort of like a messaging system. So if you look at the upper right-hand corner of your Canvas screen, you'll see where it says inbox, which takes you to conversations. So please try to keep your communication to me through that venue. Although my email is listed on the syllabus as needed, my lgladish@alamo.edu address. Please watch the Canvas screencast guide that I have posted very carefully so you know where all the aspects and links are of the Canvas online learning system that we're using now through Alamo Colleges. The book that you'll need to purchase, I've posted information for, but it is called Music Fundamentals and Introduction by Dr. Beth May, who actually also teaches at Northwest Vista. So please go ahead and buy that book and you'll find all of that information on your syllabus as well. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the most important thing to many students, which is how you are graded. 30% of your grade is class participation, which is through that discussion board that I mentioned before. So every week you need to post on the discussion board answering whatever topic or question I have posted, and your initial post needs to be 200 words at minimum. And then throughout that week, you're going to pick 2 classmates to reply to, and each reply will need to be 50 words minimum. Initial posts are always due Thursday of every week, and then you need to have both of those replies done by the end of the class week, which is on Sundays. So our class week runs from Monday through Sunday, although typically I have posted your assignments for the next week on Sunday, and I may even post them early so that some of you might like to work ahead. So initial post due Thursday, 200 words, 2 replies due Sunday, 50 words each. Read that guide to discussion boards carefully. Be sure that you've read your content before you post on the discussion board. I've had many students who write a big long discussion post and there are many errors in there because it's obvious to me that they either haven't read or maybe just haven't understood their course material. So be sure to read your required readings, review the PowerPoints, review the chapter videos if you can before you do that first post on the discussion board so that you can maximize your points. Also, feel free to either agree or disagree with other classmates in a polite manner. So please watch your netiquette. We're not going to be insulting to other students, but you're welcome to either point out things that are correct, that are incorrect, bring in your own resources, your own references, citations. That is what the discussion board is about. Think of it as a lively conversation we could have in the classroom. So your discussions make up your class participation grade, which is 30% of your grade. The next 30% are your assignments. Every week, there are going to be worksheets that typically are from the back of each chapter. There are also supplemental worksheets that I will upload that you will need to complete. Now, since this is an online class and you can't hand me your papers, you're going to need to have a method to scan your assignments, or I've had students take pictures of their assignments, either with a digital camera or even their phone. As long as I can read your assignment and you can upload it, that's fine. I've even had students who have scanned it and completed it electronically, or maybe somehow converted it into Word. So as long as you can upload it, that is great. I prefer that you can convert it to a PDF if possible, which is pretty easy. If you have a Mac, you just print to PDF, or if you have some of the Adobe software, you can convert it to a PDF very easily. If you can't, or you're not sure how to do that, it's not a requirement. It does help me in my grading because I grade through my iPad and I annotate your PDFs. So if you can figure out how to do that, that would be great and much appreciated. So those assignments are needing to be uploaded every week, and that's 30% of your grade. The next 20% of your grade are creative projects, which we'll talk about, and we'll talk about a lot on the discussion boards as well, where you're going to be composing your own music, similar to being in an English class where you write a paper. In music class, you're going to be writing music. Don't be scared if you've never done it before, because you're going to have guidelines, and I'm going to help you know how to do that, hopefully, and do that with some success. And in your syllabus, you'll see links to some software programs that are free downloads. There are some free shareware that can aid in you creating professional music documents. The last 20% are quizzes. And in fact, there's a quiz over this video and over all this orientation material. But there'll be quizzes throughout the semester, which you can see on the syllabus calendar, and that is the remaining 20%, making up your 100% of your grade. So the easiest way to keep up on your grade, obviously, is to keep up on your discussions, keep up on turning your homework in on time. And with that being said, that brings me to my instructor policies. I do not accept late homework. So late assignments are not accepted. You have that week, and you need to turn those in by the due date. The only thing I do take late are I will accept quizzes late, and I will let you turn in creative projects late. Since there are so few of those quizzes and projects, that really affects your grade if you get a 0, though you do lose points, and I do deduct points if you do them late. So if you can keep up on things and keep up on your time, balance your obligations, you should do great. So late homework is not accepted, I said that. And I do also want to tell you that your lowest discussion grade and your lowest 2 assignments are dropped, because I do know things come up. You're sick or you have an unexpected trip, and those drops account for those emergencies or those weeks that you just can't quite get everything done, etc. Or perhaps you just don't understand the material one week. So you do get those drops, which will help your grade. You won't see those drops right away in the grade book, but as soon as we have several assignments where you're able to have some dropped, you'll see those in the grade book, and it'll tell you that those are not being computed in with your grade. The next thing that I need to tell you about is the drop policy. Alamo Colleges has a policy where if you miss, first of all, if you don't even sign in for the first week, though if you're watching this, you've signed in, but we're supposed to drop you. And if you miss more than 12.5% of class, you are to be dropped by your professor or at our discretion. And in an online class, that accounts for being absent for about 2 weeks. So if you don't sign in, don't post anything, don't turn anything in, and I can see what you have viewed for 2 different weeks in the semester, that accounts for those absences. So do sign in, let me know if things are going on so that you don't get dropped from the class. If you need to drop, that is your responsibility to do so. So if you need to drop before the period of time where you can still get a W and not get an F, that is your responsibility to drop. So be aware of that, but please communicate with me, and hopefully we can avoid that happening, of course. I want you to stay in the class. At the end of your syllabus, I won't read through it all, but you'll see I have a calendar set out of everything that is to be discussed every week, and we'll stick with that very strictly. So each week, you'll see what is being covered as far as the chapter goes. Now, if there happens to be maybe the whole class is getting ahead or we're all not understanding something, I might change things here or there, but I will let you know about that. And then you'll also see the course requirements, which is a description of the major things that are due. I do not have every single little homework assignment listed, but you'll see when those main creative projects are due, when those quizzes are due, when those projects are due. I think I said that already, but you'll see when the main main requirements are needing to be turned in. So you can take care of that and hopefully be on top of all of your assignments that are due. The back of the syllabus just talks about me a little bit. I have my master's in music. Voice was my main instrument. I also have taught public school for 7 years. I taught high school, middle school, elementary school, and this is my 4th year teaching at Northwest Vista, and I teach music fundamentals only, and I actually also teach voice as well. So that's a little bit about me, and I hope to learn a lot about you guys in your discussion posts and throughout the semester.